everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I am here to do a little bit of work on the journal that I'm working on. So this is like an in the studio kind of video. So this is Fisherman's Luck that I've been working on. I have a great amount of work to do. So I've been a little bit tardy from YouTube. I know I've been missing out on September Stash Smash and I am so sorry. I have just been extremely busy with work, but also I was feeling a little under the weather this week, and I am dealing with a few like life administrative tasks that are kind of a pain in the neck, involving essentially trying to find a new family doctor, because it's a very hard thing to do in Ontario right now, where I live, to try to get a new family doctor. We have a massive shortage of doctors right now, and unfortunately, in the last, I don't know, probably 5 years, there's this whole very US feeling kind of thing where there's almost a private pay-to-play healthcare system for the rich only, and it's very annoying because it attracts a lot of our doctors to work in these weird for-profit models, because probably they can make more money and they can more than likely get different kinds of funding. They probably have a little more control over the patient loads they have, the patients that they see, etc., etc. So unfortunately, my former doctor, who was wonderful, she ended up going to that model and leaving her practice, which I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel very disappointed in her as a person and as a doctor. I'm very disappointed in it, but you know what, it is what it is, and we just gotta move on and carry on, right? It is what it is. But outside of that, I have loads of stuff that I'm gonna try to do today. I need fabric. This leftover fabric that I have from a t-shirt. So this is well, not a t-shirt, a button-up shirt. I'm using it to make these fun tabs for this journal. So I made one, and essentially the method I'm using is I'm putting a fish on either side, glued onto fabric, and then I'm stitching down the center of them, so you get this double-sided fun fish tab. So that is the plan. I've got to make a few more of them. Yep, that's the plan. Okay, so let's go back to where I was. This is, what signature is this? This is the first one, I guess. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 4 more of those tabs. And these are some lovely vintage fish, which if you are on my Patreon, I created a printable of these for you. They are so cool. So let's go ahead and get cracking on the fish tabs. We need to make 4 of them again. I'm just going to cut off any of the button collar kind of pieces. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I know it's been quite an exhausting week, I think, quite an exhausting couple of weeks for a lot of people. I don't know, we're all just we're going through it right now, I think a lot of folks are going through it. There's just lots of annoying things going on, a general, I don't know, it just feels like there's a general uncalm in the system. And I'm hoping it kind of clears itself up, because I think that would be very beneficial until, we see a large amount of change and the world starts to get better again. I'm trying to I don't know, I'm trying to focus on kind of some of the daily things, because I get a little overwhelmed at times with the world. I think we all do. It's kind of a general sense of feeling. So we need to match up a couple fish that are going to kind of go together as pals. They're around the same size, so I like that idea of using these two together, because then you can make a nice fabric tab that has kind of the same size of fishies. So I think I'll put this one here, and I just want to leave enough room to be able to glue it down, but also kind of cut around it, and I'll do the same for both of them. So what else is new and exciting? I am going to do some camping, some September camping, and I'm real excited about that. I know that in a couple areas around here where I live, there's like a blue-green algae warning in the water. So we ended up the other night trying to go swimming at a beach that we go to often that we love. But as soon as we got there, I looked in the water and I saw this, you know, green clumpy stuff. And there's a lot of Canada geese that hang around there. And I think because, you know, back to school is back and there aren't as many people there during the day, that the geese are kind of like living up their best life there. Hanging around and pooping everywhere. So as soon as we got there, I just said to the kids, like, I don't think we're swimming, guys. I'm very sorry. And they were very disappointed, but I did take them out for ice cream instead to kind of, you know, make it not a waste, because it's a bit of a drive, and you know, they get riled up, like they've been in the car and they want to go swimming and they run down to the water, and I'm like, stop. But it was funny because I looked online. I don't even know why. Like, I looked online to see, is there a warning? But I mean, I'm like literally looking with my two eyes at the water and seeing this. I'm like, we're going to swim in goose poop. Like, we all know this. Let's just go. But there was this kind of hesitation that we all had about it for a minute, because we were like, man, we just drove all the way here. What a pain. But it's fine. Everybody was like, we were good. And I took them to this really awesome ice cream place that we have here called Chocolate Favoris, and they make these lovely, they're like a chocolatier too. It's a really great kind of thing. And so they make like nice ice cream with like chocolate, different flavors of like dip chocolate. They like, you know, hot molten kind of chocolate that you can get, and that was really awesome. So all right, so now what I'm going to do is come in here and see there's a little extra like of the blue on the back. I'm just going to kind of trim it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so this has to get stitched. Let me just scooch over for 1 sec. I'm still right here. Don't worry, I haven't left you. Oops. Okay, there we go. Then this one, we'll go back in here. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Okay. We need more fabric. Yeah, we went out for ice cream and then we took a nice walk, which was good. Let's just cut a piece of this off here. But yeah, it's amazing. It's already like through the first couple weeks of school, and everything is good so far. My daughter really likes her new teacher, which is nice. It's interesting because we had this funny experience where my daughter, so she started elementary, like public school, in grade 2. Before that, she was homeschooled. And so when we put her in school, she had, you know, her first teacher, her grade 2 teacher. But then she ended up getting the same teacher in grade 3 because the teacher moved up to grade 3. And at first I was like not terribly like happy about that, because like it's nice to have different perspectives, right? Like than having the same teacher like your entire school experience. But I thought, it's fine. And she really liked her teacher, and so it went fine. It was all well and good. But then I'd say like toward the end of the school year, I think the teacher might have been feeling a little more stressed, and she was just not as much fun. And my daughter was kind of like, I kind of wish I had had a different teacher, and I said, well, you'll have a new teacher next year. And so she does, and the teacher's really great. She's actually she's a very good teacher for lots of reasons, but one of them is that she used to be an EA, which, is an educational assistant who typically is tasked with working with children on the autism spectrum or with other special needs. And so, they have specialized training, and they're more typically patient. They don't only come at teaching with a mindset for education. It's like, it's like the RECEs, like they're good people to have in a classroom with someone who is tasked to do mainly just academics. Not to say teachers only do academics. That's not true. They are absolutely dynamic, awesome people. But it's nice to have someone with those kind of qualifications in general. Like, it's like having an extra brain in the classroom to strategize about things, and I always like that. So we knew her teacher. We'd met her already, like, 'cause she was working in the kindergarten. When my son was in kindergarten, she was working in one of the other kindergartens. Like the original class my son was supposed to go into, she worked in that one, but they have what's called reorganization day. So my son actually ended up getting moved to a different kindergarten because they have to balance all the kids equally. Like, so one teacher doesn't have like 20 kids and the other has 35, and, they have to balance the EA load of kids with special needs and that kind of thing. So he ended up getting moved into a different classroom, which was stressful at first, but then such a blessing because the teacher was just awesome. And I think I will like always have a special kind of place in my heart for her because she was his first teacher and she was really good to him. So so my daughter told me on the first day, her teacher told the class, look, I don't yell. So you can count on that. I'm not going to ever yell at you guys. But, then she used the opportunity to kind of give them her expectations of that. Like, you don't yell at me. You don't yell at one another. You don't yell in general because it's just very loud and disruptive and upsetting in the class, right? It's stressful. It causes us to feel scared or unhappy or annoyed, like all those kind of things. And I love that so much. Like, it's something that I think should be kind of common sense, but I think it's really important when teachers, like, it's really special, I think, when they make a commitment like that, like they're saying it out loud, so it's like they'll stand by it, it's kind of awesome. I like that personal accountability that, like, I think that when we do things like that, it even affects us, like, ourselves, right? Like, it reminds us that we made an oath, we remember the words, right? That we made a promise to the people around us that even though they can stress us out, that we don't react in a way that can cause harm. And I really love that kind of gentle teaching, gentle parenting kind of model. I think it makes kids feel so much more at ease and safe, and like, they trust and they understand that, like, they're in a place where they can express themselves and feel like they're not going to be embarrassed or scared or harmed or, I guess drawn out into like a space where too much attention is being put on them. Like, I experienced a lot of that kind of thing when I was in elementary school. Just teachers who, if you did something wrong or you were like just a challenging kid, right? Because there's just kids who are just challenging, like for all sorts of different reasons. And when I was a kid, I think, there was a lot less recognizing why kids are challenging. Like if they, probably had a diagnosis of some kind or there was something going on at home, there was a lot less recognition of that, I think. It's probably only within, I would say, the last 10 years that I've seen that be a bit different. But yeah, I remember feeling like I had teachers that, you know, you just didn't want to cross them. And you just didn't want to get on their bad side or whatever, because they would, like, you know, did you ever have to, like, there were teachers who they would put a chair beside their desk, or they would make you stand beside their desk. So you would either have to sit on the chair beside their desk in front of the whole class, or like stand beside their desk if you did something bad and like, or that was determined to be bad. And then, like, you know, you're basically just being humiliated the whole time. And I think, you know, that concept of discipline, well, I know the roots of where it comes from, right? It's that like post-war generation kind of spare the staff, spoil the child mindset, but like, you know, emotionally speaking. And I don't think people understood at that time, or maybe they did and they didn't really care. I don't know, but hopefully it's that they didn't understand that stuff like that, like it actually has like a lifelong impact on kids, on people, and an immediate one too, because, you know, if you're that kid who gets pulled up to the front of the classroom, you know, you're held up as an example of what not to do. It's embarrassing, and other kids are going to tease you about it. They're not going to want to be with you socially because you're an outcast. Like, you've been literally outcasted from the group to the front of the class to be punished and humiliated. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't accomplish anything good, right? So I'm really happy to see that, like, things like that are like less now than they once were. And, yeah, I just think kids are like one of our most, I think, if not our animals and kids, you know, they're the whole reason that we have a role in this world to kind of nurture and take care, other than of one another, right? So I ended up, speaking of taking care, I love my friends because my friends, they take good care of me, and I think it's like, even when they don't know it, they're doing it. So I was feeling kind of like exhausted and not really invigorated to film, and I know I've taken a little break, and usually when I take a little break, for whatever reason, even if, you know, I have a really good reason to take a break, it's kind of hard to get back in the like groove, you know. But then my Mary Ellen at Red Parrot made a video that was called like showing up, or showing up anyway, right? And she's talking about, you know, that, yeah, she's going through some tough times, you know, right now. And she's amazingly good at like being, what is the way that I would describe it? Like vulnerable in a way that creates incredible amounts of like empathy and connection. She's just one of those people who, when you meet her, when you talk to her, when you know, you get to spend time with her, like she just, I don't know, she just draws you in. She's just a loving person, and she absolutely has that whole aura of just being very loving and sweet, because she is. So I'm very lucky to have her. And so that inspired me to get off my tuchus and go film. So that's what I'm doing. So I've made 2 more sets of these. We needed how many more though? I had 2 here, and I've got how many signatures? 3 left. So that's good. So why don't I go ahead, I will glue these to the pages and then stitch them, and then I'll come back. So these are all on now, which is great. So let's just kind of go in and do a little bit in each signature, and see what we need to do here. So I've got this, I've got this. This is so fun. So I made like a kind of a trapped, belly band. So it's got some crinkly sparkle in there, and this little fish, and then an actual little shell. What kind of shell? I forget, but it's a real shell. And then obviously this is in there, which is super cute. And I have more of those that I want to go in this book as well. Little ducks, and that page. This needs something, so we got to make something for that. And then, what else have I done in here? Not a whole lot else yet. That needs a pocket, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we need to make something for one of the pockets, and then maybe we'll do a pocket too. I wanted to use, I have the leftovers from like the scrapbook papers that I've put in this book, and I want to use them to make some pockets. So this one would be good because I know it's not the paper that's in this signature. I kind of like doing that with the leftover papers because it gives you like a nice holistic theme throughout of like, you know, the same kind of colors and patterns and that sort of thing. I think we can probably bring that to like this size. Good. Then I'll find something fun. Where do we want to put this? Pocket. That could be cute, but it's got to be a little smaller. How much do I have up here? So 1, 2. Yeah, maybe I will go here because we need something there. That just needs to get a little bit smaller. There we go. And if I grab all my stuff over here, put it up here with the other stuff, and then also just gonna look and see what I've got. Yeah, actually, I think I'll use one of these little quotes here. The lake still sleeps, still dreams its dream under its bright cold counterpane. That's fun, and I will glue that on there. You want it? Yeah, on the actual pocket. I need to fill this glue bottle again. I had lost my glue bottle pin, so I was waiting to find it before filling up the glue because I don't want to like fill it up and have the glue dry out, but I found it and the glue itself didn't dry up at all, which was great. But I do need more for sure. Actually, I think I might make this like an open side tuck. There we go. There we go. Fun, fun. Okay, then we'll put something in there, and I'm kind of thinking I would like this little bit here, this piece. These are just scraps from Journal Together kits from my Patreon that I make. These are some leftovers from, you know, when I print and I show you guys how to use things. I've been feeling like I really want to make a commonplace journal lately. It's been a while since I did make one. And I just want to back this with another sheet of paper. Oh, that glue stick is the wrong one. There we go. Can't believe we're already like halfway through September. This month is flying by. We went to the hardware store today because I've been wanting to get, so I have this really pretty chandelier in my living room, and it's made of like kind of glass, like crystal glass kind of leaves. And I have another one that's a little bit smaller that's the same pattern. Like they're kind of they go together really, the two of them. And I've been wanting for the longest time to move the big one out of my living room and into my kitchen dining area, and then move the little one into like my kitchen cooking kind of space, so that I'd have two matching light fixtures in that room, in that space. And so I decided today also, because we've turned off the air conditioning, it's like, but the days are warm right now still, and we don't want to turn the air conditioning back on. We just want to leave it off and call it a season's end, you know, to the air conditioning. And so today was a little warm, and I said, you know, I just want to get like a nice modern ceiling fan light fixture type thing, right? They make really nice ceiling fans now. So, because I've thought for the longest time, like, they often look quite tacky, but I like some of the designs that I see now. So we ended up going to Home Depot to take a look, and I found my ceiling fan. And then I was thinking I would go over to the paint section and grab some paint chips, because we want to paint our front door, our garage, and also our living room. We're kind of remodeling slowly our living room. And so as I was walking toward the paint chips, I got distracted, and I was like, oh, look at this flooring. And we want to put new flooring, replace the hardwood flooring in our living room, because the hardwood flooring we had, well, it's hardwood, it's like it's that like engineered hardwood, so it's not like the same as plank hardwood. So it has gotten beaten up a lot since we first installed it, like I think 10 years ago or more. And like having kids and, you know, toys and pets and whatnot all on this floor, because it's that engineered flooring, it's like, it's almost like, it's not veneer, but it's easily scratched because it's wood finished. And then because it's engineered, it's not as thick. Like, you could probably sand it down once, but like, it's not worth the effort. So I'm just going to replace it. So I saw this flooring that I was like, oh, that's the flooring. Like, that's really nice, because I wanted a wood grain, but in a gray tone. I really like gray tone, like brownish gray tone with nice like wood. So we found the flooring. So, and there was a sale, of course, right? How am I going to say no on a day? There's a sale on the flooring that you need for your house. You're going to save some money. That's awesome. So we grabbed the flooring. My husband was like, why did I bring my wife to Home Depot? And funny enough, it's payday. So he's like making fun of me. He's like, bring your wife to Home Depot on payday. So then as we're leaving, I see, like, well, actually, he started. It was his fault. We saw that there was like a little table of like, you know, clearance, end of stock kind of stuff. And there were 3 really nice little lights, like for outdoors, like not little, like nice, like outdoor lamp style kind of lights. And so we took a look at them, because they were $70. Woo, that glue came in a lot quicker than I anticipated. But they were on clearance for $19.99. So I was like, well, that's a good deal. But also I just really liked them, and we needed new outdoor like lighting for the house, because the lights we have are the original ones that, you know, the builder grade kind of ones that were on our home. And so we've, you know, looked at them and kind of thought like we should replace these eventually, but they're fine. Like, it hasn't been like a major emergency or anything, so we just didn't get around to it. So then I saw those. I said, well, we might as well just get those too. We'll do that. So today my husband put those, he got those all wired up outside, and they look really nice. So there's 2 in front of my house and 1 on the back. And then his next project, I think, is going to probably be the ceiling fan. So we also have a project to remove the popcorn ceiling in the living room, and I'm trying to decide if I want to just, I mean, I'll look at what's left when I remove it, if I like the, you know, drywall, like the finish or not, or if I want to put, I'm thinking of putting a different kind of wood tiling on my ceiling as well. Like, you can use flooring to do that too, in case you were not aware. That is an option that could look really nice. Something that I've done before, and it looks very, very nice. If you have wood floors, though, you just want to make sure you do something that's like, it's different enough that you don't look like you have, like, you know, wood flooring on your ceiling that matches the wood flooring on your floor, and it's like, am I in a box? You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's it can be a lot of design choices, but it can be really nice looking. So I will see where that goes. And then we have all this like my dad, he's a really, really great builder. And he helped us to build all custom, like, cabinetry in our living room with wainscoting at the back and, like, you know, cabinets and that kind of thing. Because when we moved into this house, the people that originally, they were the first buyers of this house when they moved in, and they didn't really do a lot to it. I think they were just both really busy working, and they had kids. They had a couple of kids who were kind of like, well, when they moved out of here, they were probably about 8 and 10 kind of, and so they were very into like lots of sports activities and programs the kids were in, because they were like, you know, hockey parents and, you know, ballet parents and this. They had all these like kind of things here. Like, we met them when we first moved in. They're really, really cool people, active family. And I just think they were too busy. So like what they did was they finished the basement where my studio here is. And, you know, they put in, I would say that's all they really did, the basement maybe. So like there was a lot that they didn't do. And one of the funny things that I thought was, like, when we moved in our living room, there's a fireplace in the middle, and then there was like these two sort of inset, like, you know, spaces that looked like two large wide bookshelves should go there, like, but it was just the inset. There was nothing inside of these two boxes. So they had painted like the space above the the fireplace. They painted it in this wild orange tangerine color, and then the rest of the room was just all white. And so we were like, okay, so for a little while we lived with it, and we just kind of put some bookshelves in those gaps. But like from the moment we got this house, I knew like we're gonna be, you know, putting some real cabinetry in, because it looks so weird without cabinetry. It really looked like it was designed for cabinetry, and then, you know, the builders just didn't bother to build it, so we did. And so I gotta paint all of that, because we decided initially, like, our walls are like a deep kind of gray. I like gray for like almost like for a nice looking gallery wall that's not white. Gray offers a lot of options design wise, and like I was really into gray, and we put a lot of like mustard accents in the room, like you know, vases and things like that, you know, back before I had kids, when I cared about the aesthetics of my home. These days not so much. It's like, you know, just basically trying to clear clutter and like deal with, you know, kids stuff everywhere. But I think we're slowly getting back to like things aren't so bananas. Maybe we can, you know, start to like have a home again that's like not just a kid space. Yeah, that's the objective, I think. And I have to get I'm going to buy some, like, eventually some new furniture. I'm just kind of going slowly. You know, you can't do everything at once. I mean, some people can. I can't do everything at once because it's expensive, but also exhausting. So I don't want to do everything at once. I'm happy to kind of wait. Oh, that would be fun on that paper with that background, like a belly band or a tuck. How do I want to do that? Yeah, I think like a tuck would be fun. So let's think. So I definitely want to glue the fin. The fin. Oh, I need the other glue. What am I doing? Got this glue. So there, and I think the tail. Because I don't want these flapping around. I want them to be grounded. So that, and then maybe just a little down here, so that whatever I put there can't get away. This just has too big of a mouth to it. A glue bottle. Okay. There. A little higher. There we go. And this glue is a little more, it's a quick dry glue, but yeah, it blobs out a little more than our glitter glue. So So we're a little more messy, but the job gets done. Okay. It still dries pretty quick though. This is like just a random bottle of glue that I had. It's a Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. It says no run formula, mess-free precision tip. It's missing the precision tip. That's what it is. Like this tip is wide and then it's photo safe. I could probably pull this off temporarily until I refill the glue and use it on here. Haha. Now we're cooking. So I'll just set my art glitter glue bottle over here with the pin in it, and then I'll stop grabbing at it because it's empty. Okay, so that's that. Then do we want to try to put something in there maybe? Maybe him. Because this kind of reminds me of like Moby Dick, so we could make this guy the guy who got swallowed by a whale. I actually saw something yesterday. It was like a YouTube video, and this was probably... Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. This was probably in the night, which is why I'm yawning. I couldn't sleep last night. I was, you know, I'm very, I'm being kept awake at night by stress about finding a new family doctor. This is what it is. I'm trying to find a new family doctor, and it's not easy. And so I think about it at night. I am a terrible, like, nighttime worrier, and it's really annoying, but hopefully tonight I can just get over it. I'm gonna find a doctor. It's just gonna take a little while. So anyways, I was watching this video about a guy who literally he was out in a little small watercraft kayak, and one of those sperm whales came along, and you know how sometimes they come up out of the water and they open their gigantic mouths? Well, he got like sucked into its mouth, and he was in there for like, I don't know if they said 4 minutes or something. It was terrifying for him, right? But he's okay. Like he ended up, I think, with just some, you know, like scratches and bruises and things, like skin damage, but like, you know, just from being thrashed around with his boat and everything. But like, yeah, it was pretty crazy to read that. That's kind of one of my big fears about, I don't know, my irrational fears about the ocean is that, like, I like very much going kayaking, and I would love to do that whole glass bottom boat experience, like, but I would be worried about that. Like, I get scared when you see, like, whales or, even, like, manatees or dolphins, for that matter, just anything that comes close to your boat. Like, I feel like it would knock me in the water and then, you know, just bump me around. I don't want to get bumped around by any water creatures. I'm a land pal. I'm not, not a water pal to animals. I don't want to be like swimming among them too much. I know the ocean is something I have so much respect for. Water in general, because it's wonderful, but it's also, it can be very scary if you're not very respectful of it, right? Especially the ocean. I think there's so many things in the ocean that we don't know, and also just so many things we do know that are perilous, like jellyfish. Jellyfish stress me out too. I always, like, I'm walking on the beach when I go to the beach, like when I do go to the ocean, it's just like I always look around because I don't want to step on a jellyfish. So let's get our pal in here. Sorry, my friend, you're going to get eaten by this little whale. It's a whale belly band. Very fun. Oh, I love this sparkly paper so much. Now this, we need like a pocket of some kind. And let me think. Let's move the journal out of the way and hydrate. Because I'm yapping and I gotta hydrate. What to do. Something pockety. maybe these guys, they would be a fun pocket. Our little fisherman. And I love the gray of the black and white photo and the pink. And I want to leave the excess photograph edge here on. So I just need to remember, let's go ahead and glue it on now. See if my glue tip will work here. I think it's jammed. That doesn't help anybody. It's better. Come on, yay! We'll come down here. Ah, we're jammed. Come on. Glue bottles. There we go. Up for a second and press it from this side. This glue dries just ever so slightly slower than art glitter glue, so I'm not like used to it. There we go. Yeah, that's how that went, right? Yeah. So then I think I might use this tag in here because this is a fun, kind of like a rainy day tag, and this girl's just kind of standing here in the rain. This is also from my Journal Together kit from some time ago. But I like that blue and that pink together. And I'm going to back this with something, some paper, just to give it a little more strength. I printed this on like a light card weight. This one I think is too short yet. But this will do. And I am going to stitch this one. And I'm going to stitch a little bit of this jute to the top. Or is this jute? I think it's jute. Okay, so let's maybe wrap this around a couple times. Create like this fun sort of freeform loop. Actually, I might tie the ends together because that would be kind of fun. There we go. Then loop. Maybe one more loop. Oh, that's cute, like a double, like with a little loop. Let's do that. So I will stitch around this now and be right back. There we go, stitched around with that little loop. I think that looks so cute. Yay. Perfect. There we go. So let's get this in here. And then maybe we'll create like another pocket for, do we want a pocket on that side? No, I'm going to leave that without a pocket, but maybe this side. Something fun. Pupil record card, that could be cute. Maybe with a fish on it. But let me see what else there is, just in case I like something else more. Oh, there's the snapping turtle. I kind of like that more. The snapping turtle is somebody you could, you know, run into when you're fishing. This turtle isn't just specifically about fishing, it's about magic too. It's kind of like Fisherman's Luck. It's a little story maybe about something magical happening when you're fishing. I did a lot of fishing as a kid with my dad and with my grandpa and my uncles. They were all fishermen. I quite like the quiet of fishing. I used to go out in the boat with my dad all the time, and you know, there's something I think that a lot of men, like older men, certainly older Irish men that I grew up with, there's just like a calm. I think that it's like when they sit around a campfire, they just kind of go into this, I don't know, trance. So I know that my dad definitely found his happy place in a boat, and I would go fishing. I would get bored of fishing though, so I would always bring a book, and we would just be out there for hours, and my dad would be fishing and I would be reading, and sometimes my mom would be there, sometimes she would stay home, and sometimes one of my dad's friends would come along, and yeah, it was like a lot of kind of quiet time. And then sometimes I would jump out of the boat and go swimming with my flippers in like the middle of, you know, enormous lakes, and that was always fun. I think I'm going to put another one of these lovely cards in here, and I'm going to fold, like I want them to be doubled this way. I like how they look this way. Do that evenly. Okay, so this is done, and we'll put this in here. Perfect. All right, and that's probably enough in this signature for now, and I'll come back to it. I'm just kind of like to pepper around in each signature a little bit here and there. Now this one, I have this, and I was thinking it would be fun to put her on here as a little tuck spot. There we go. And then I need to make something to go in that little tuck spot. Also, I think I'm only gonna use this, I think, from this collection of images. So I'll set the rest over there, and then I'll cut this out. I might emboss this to just give it a little texture. It's fun. Oops, is somebody trying to call me? That would probably be my son. Yeah. My son trying to phone me. Sorry about that. He likes to, he's playing with his dad's phone, I think, right now. He likes playing this game called Block Blast. It's like Tetris, but a little bit different. And so he's really been enjoying it, but every now and then he's like, I'm going to call Mom. So that's what he does. Okay, then around here. So my dog, Rex, my beagle, he's got to go to the vet. I'll take him there on Monday because his allergies are flaring up. So we were controlling it. It was not too bad at all. But then he just flared up today, and I'm just kind of tired of, I don't want to keep medicating him, so he's going to have to get an allergy shot, the poor baby. I was trying to prevent it, but I'm taking him in. I don't want him to suffer any longer with this. And the allergy shot is a steroid, so like it really kind of turns off the immune system for a little bit, so things can just calm down, and then he'll get some allergy meds, you know, to take, you know, in a pill form for probably about a month every day, because yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like late summer. I'm probably going to get him allergy tested, but even though I do, I mean, even if I do or I don't, there's not going to be a whole lot I can do about it, because most dogs are just allergic to like ragweed. That's a really big deal for a lot of dogs, and you can't really get away from it. So what can I do, right? Just treat the symptoms every year. Hope he grows out of it, although I doubt it. He's a little not old, but I think he's too old to kind of grow out of allergies like some younger dogs do. The poor dear. So we're just gonna have to get him treated every year, and I'm okay with that. He's a good boy though. He's been a heck of a trooper dealing with this. Like, he's very good at taking his medicine, and he's very good at, like, you know, listening when I tell him, like, don't scratch. Like, try to give him these, like, you know, distractions until the medicine kind of does its thing. And one of them is bowls of crunchy ice. He loves crunchy ice. I mean, I do too. That's why I have a little crunchy ice machine. We just love our crunchy ice in this house. That would be cool there, but I think it's too wide. I could shorten it, but then I don't want to, like, I guess I could take from this side and still be kind of cool. Yeah, it's just a bit too wide. Let's see. What would we have to shave off of that? A little more than a 1/4 inch, and then the top, which I think I'm okay with, because we'll use it somewhere else. So let's do that. This is just this beautiful paper. Actually, I'm going to use my chopper. I don't want a raggedy edge on this. It's beautiful paper made by papertrail.ca. There we go. They're just really lovely local paper people. I'll do that. And then I think I'm going to back this with some nice thin paper, just because it's got like some, this particular piece was like, I think a cover test piece. They bring all their scraps, and I buy their whole stack of scraps. Okay, this is just a vintage book page, or antique book page actually. Go. And then we'll round the corners. Yeah, that's cool. I don't even feel the need to put anything on it, you know, it's just, let's just enjoy the beautiful marble paper. It goes really well with this too. Oh, I love that. That's really a beautiful pattern. Huh. I'm getting a little attached to this book. I don't know. I like it. Yeah, let's do that. And then I don't know if I want to put a fish. Maybe a little one, smaller, not super little, but a little littler. Do you want to do that? Yeah, I kind of like the fish. It kind of makes the whole swirl at the top look even more interesting. So I think I'll glue him on. Yeah, just sort of like that. Then I want to back this a bit, the fish part anyways, because it's thin and the pocket itself is not thin, but I want to create a bit of consistency between them. I need my little scissors to cut this out properly. This is a little tricky. There we go. Let's just get the big part off and then I'll go in and we'll do the details. There we go. Sorry for the little interruption there. My kiddos just came to visit me because they just had baths and yeah, they get a little hyper. I don't know what it is about baths, but they make both dogs and children a little hyper afterward. It's like predictably funny. So they came to see me and they brought me water, which is awesome. See the little crunch ice? This is my favorite ice. My dog, it's a great allergy distraction for him. See, it's because it's like he just gets to sit there and crunch these little these little ice cubes, and then he forgets he's itchy and he usually falls asleep afterward. All right, so that is that. That's that. Then I like this Merchant's Hotel. That could be kind of cool in here. Maybe I'll glue that side down. I wasn't going to glue, but I think I will glue it down solid, and then I think I'll have to trim that a bit. Okay, that's done now. So let's go ahead and back this. What should I back this with? Maybe folder, or I'm just looking for scraps of things that I have. I don't think I have any scraps of thicker paper. Oh, here we go. Here's a folder scrap. Will it fit on there? Let me see. Yeah, it will. Just. Yay! Okay. And then we have to make it a little smaller, so I'll use my little chopper. I keep seeing these little choppers at thrift stores, and I'm so tempted to buy one, but I'm like, why? You have one. It's just a funny thing, right? Like, and they last forever. Like, I'm probably never going to need another one. Why am I so tempted to buy one? I don't know. Okay, so I like that. Now, I want to rough it up on the edges. There we go. And then we'll ink. So I was sad. I read today that Batty Winkle passed away. If you're not familiar with her, you can look her up on Instagram. She's like, you know, an octogenarian kind of like fashion beauty. Just an awesome and like pretty kick-ass woman. I've followed her for years. She's very funny. I think her name was Catherine Van Winkle, maybe, or Kathleen Van Winkle, but she went by Batty Winkle, and she was so cool. But she did pass away today, and I was sad to see that. But she had a lovely service, exactly what she wanted, and yeah, people had a beautiful like celebration of life for her, and that was nice. I was trying to think, like, would this be fun as like a, you know, decoration there, but I don't think it will work. I don't think it's the right kind of thing. No, that one definitely won't. Okay, so I said that would go. Oh yeah, we already have a fish there anyways. Goodness me. I would have done that and been like, oh, why did I do that? It's too much the same. I just gotta run my ruler under here and open this pocket a little. That one side, I don't know, it does not want to stay down. Maybe we won't force it. Let's just let it be. That looks cute though. Alright, so that's done. We did that. We could probably do a pocket here. We also got this fun postage stamps from other lands that I was just thinking of putting right in this book. See, it's got a fish on it here from Mauritius. That could be cool. Maybe we'll put it in here. Just like that. Mauritius. Oh, that would be a nice pocket. It's like a greenish tone kind of loon. Yeah, that would be very cool there. Alright, let's turn that into a pocket somehow here with some stuff. Got some good stuff back here that I think will make this nice. Glue it down. And I've got these little leftovers of this shiny paper stuff. Put one of those on there. You know, it reminds me of fishing lures, right? The sparkly fishing lures. But I know it needs some more glue because I only put glue stick on there, I think. And I did it really gently because I was stitching it onto something. So that's why it's kind of weak. I'm thinking I might pink this. And then I'm gonna take this bit. kind of offset it a bit. Yeah. Then I've got those little quotey things. Where did I put them? Twilight. And this one. Into a gradual calm. What am I saying? The breezes sink. A blue rim borders all the lakes still brink. And that's William Wordsworth. Maybe I want to cut this to bits. Let's do it. Into a gradual calm, the breezes sink, a blue rim borders all the lakes still brink. Put that here. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Okie dokie, okie dokie. I think I said I wanted to put that on this Fisherman's Luck page, but we'll play. We'll see. Because this also actually needs a pocket, I think. Although maybe not like that. That might be good. That also looks quite nice, actually. Surprisingly, I thought it would be too loud, but like, I don't know, it does something. I like the green and the like the yellow. I'm gonna use that page. Let's just do it. Okay. All right, that is fun. So I think I'm going to call this a video because we did quite a bit today, and I feel like I just want to have a little bit of chill time with the kiddos, and yeah. But I'll probably do a bit of filming tomorrow. I've got to kind of pack for my little camping trip, and couple other things that I need to do, but yeah, I'll probably have time to make another video before I go, hopefully. If not, I will be back. I'm not gone for a super long time, not even for a whole week. I'm just taking kind of a little half a week camp break, just to get some like reset time, you know, like quiet in the woods, just kind of, it's nice, you know? So let's do that. So that is it for now for me, and this book is coming. It's coming along. I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun when it's done. I like the colors. I like the feel, the theme. So it's coming right along nicely, and I still just love how the front turned out. It's so fun. Might still put a little pocket down there, though. We'll see. But that being said, thanks for joining me. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you're up to. If you've gone to any fall fairs yet, I did go to one agricultural fall fair so far. Loved it. Had a blast. Wonderful time. Met some fun people, nice kids. It was a great time. So that being said, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will talk to you very soon. So I'm going to be falling behind a little bit, just so you know, on the September stash smash. I just am. And sometimes you just gotta let yourself do that. But remember, I'll probably do, you know, videos again on it in September. I'll do some more because I do have like a kind of queued a few days of things that I would like to stash smash. So I'll be back with that. And until then, you take good care of you, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.